I used to say there is no perfect camera. Whatever camera you have at the moment with you is one of the best camera you can have, and just get the best out of it and use it for your own advantage. So I have the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K full frame, and I have to shoot weddings. There's nothing stopping me from using the camera to shoot weddings, even though it has its own flaws, but I have a way I walk around through all those flaws and I get the best out of this camera. Is it the perfect camera for weddings? Maybe not, but does it get the job done? I think yes. So let me dive into the flaws of this camera. The first and most important flaw with this camera is the battery life. Blackmagic battery life suck, and we all know that. So you have three options to get around this battery life. Either you get the option of just switching out the battery when it's almost dead, which might not be very reliable, or you get the battery grip and attach and add two more batteries, which make it three batteries for you to run through. And the good thing about the battery grip is that you can swap in batteries while it's still recording and rolling. And the last option to get rid of the battery problem is to use a V-mount battery. So when you rig this camera up, you'll be able to add an external battery to that, but you might have to like get another monitor to solve the screen being blocked with the external battery. That's how I get around the battery problem. The other problem is autofocus. We all know wedding is a very fast-paced moving event and everything happens very fast, and you have to be up on your feet to get good shots. So you definitely want something that you can rely on and just press record, move your body, get good angles and get your shots. But with the Blackmagic, it doesn't really have an autofocus inbuilt. So, and plus I use a vintage lens on this camera most of the time, so I don't even have autofocus on the lens, not to talk of the camera. So how I work around that is just my personal thing. I've worked with manual focus for a very long time, and I've mastered the art of manual focusing. So if you are not the best in manual focusing and you want to use this camera for weddings, I would advise you definitely go out and practice and practice and practice before going to film wedding with just this camera. For me, I also have the Sony A7S III, which I threw in for like a dance floor and all of that to get like something very sharp and fast. I just touch the screen and get the shot. If you have a camera that has an autofocus, maybe that's the way for you. But if you don't have and this is all you have, that's not the end of the world. You just need to practice how to manual focus, and I'm definitely sure you can get the job done with this. I know people that shoot weddings and film weddings just with Blackmagic cameras. So the last con or the last flaw with this camera is definitely the image stabilization. So this camera lacks image stabilization, and for me, the way I work around that is by using the DJI RS2. I still have the old RS2. I know the RS3 is out, the RS4 is out, but RS2 still get the job done for me. And this camera fits perfectly on my gimbal. If you want me to make a video on how I fit this camera on the RS2, maybe you have the RS2 Pro at home and you think you need to buy the RS3 to use the Blackmagic cameras, well, this is good news for you because you don't need to attach anything, you don't need to buy anything. Just putting the base plate on and putting this on your RS2, you will find that works. So I have the RS2 and I use that majorly for working around the image stabilization problem with this camera. With the RS2, definitely I'm fine. I have stable and smooth image. At times I film in 50 frames per second just to get more smooth shots. I can slow that down in post and get a smooth shot. Enough of the bad things about this camera. Let's talk about how I use this camera well for weddings and how it performs for me. And talking about how well this camera performs, I can't do without talking about the image quality of this camera. The image that comes out of this camera is just so beautiful, like so amazing, that despite the whole flaws and cons of this camera, I still want to go and grab this camera every time I'm filming wedding, every time I'm filming anything. because the image is so beautiful. You have the B-roll that comes straight out of this camera, which works smoothly with DaVinci Resolve. And this camera is 6K and it's full frame. You have open gate, which for weddings, you might want to create a reel of your wedding. You have the option of creating a vertical shot of an open gate shot or horizontal shot as well. So definitely the most important thing for me about this camera is the image quality. The fact that you can shoot raw straight. I don't need to worry about white balance or the ISO because I can always change that in post. And lastly, the other reason why I love to use this camera for weddings is because of the storage. So I record off SSD instead of using the SD card that I can plug in, just because I can get more data into the SSD rather than the SD card. And at the same time, I don't need to go through the process of copying the whole stuff from SD card into another SSD, because I can just take my SSD and back it up and start editing off the SSD. So despite the fact that you have to walk through the problems of this camera, at the same time, when the results comes out and you walk around through the flaws, you make it work for you. The image, the quality you get out of this camera is really, really amazing. If all you have is this camera and you have to film weddings, you just need to learn how to walk around the cons and flaws of this camera and make it work for you. So that's all I have to say about using this camera for weddings. It's definitely bulky, definitely has its flaws, but you can walk around it and make it work for you. And that will be all for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.